Okay, so we are going to do a simple temperature converter where the user enters a temperature in degrees Fahrenheit and will convert that to Celsius. So I don't have a finished interface here, but I do have some things in place. You'll notice that I used a background image for the form, so that's an option for you as well if you want to add an image or dress up your interface in some way. I totally encourage you to do that. I've seen some students come up with some really, really nice professional looking interfaces over the years, and that's really a great way to make a good impression with your software development, is showing that really nice interface. So if you have a talent for that, then definitely exercise that in this class, or at least try to develop it. So anyway, I have the background image set to like a picture. Obviously, it's winter berries. This picture is in the debug folder, in my bin debug folder. We had talked about that in the last unit. So I have a label here, and I don't know if you can see this in the video, but the background is it's a little off color, so I just wanted to show you what you could do because we have a picture here. I probably could get away with setting the background color to white, or I could do access the back color through the palette, and in the web section, which is really my go-to section, the web section, there's this transparent option. And so I don't know if you noticed that, but the background went away. So now it blends in with the picture perfectly. I think on the buttons I did go with a white background. So anyway, what I'm going to do is add a text box. We haven't used one of those together yet. So I'm going to add this text box. This is where the user is going to enter the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is give this text box a meaningful name. So we'll say, how about txt temp f for the degrees Fahrenheit? Okay, and yeah, I mean, that's it. We don't have to change any other properties of the text box. The user is going to type in here, click the convert button, and then what we'll do is display the answer in degrees Celsius down below here. And you know what? I need a label to display that answer, so I think I'll draw that. And we had talked about the auto size property. If I want to preserve the size that I drew, I set that auto size property to false. So this is the original size that I drew. And then also I think I'll go with the transparent background color on this label. Now, very importantly, this label is going to be what we call an essential control, meaning it's going to appear in my code, because when the user converts the temperature, I'm going to have to update this label text at runtime and say, okay, this degrees Fahrenheit equals this degrees Celsius. So this is an essential control. So I want to make sure that this label has a good descriptive name. So I'm going to say, how about LBL, we'll say result. Okay, this is going to be the result of that conversion. And then what I'm going to do is, I don't want it to say label 2 when the program first runs. I want it to say nothing when the program first runs. So I'm going to wipe this out. Now here's the problem. When I'm designing a form and I have a label that with nothing in it, then it's hard to see that label. So if you ever lose a label, I mean, this one's not so bad because it's pretty big, so I know where it is approximately, so I can just click on it. But if you ever lose a control, you can like draw a box around that area with your mouse and it'll highlight the invisible controls that are in that area. So yeah, so there you have it. And this label here is at the top. That is not an essential control. So I just left the default name of label 1. It's not essential because its only purpose is to tell the user what to do. It's not going to appear in our code. It's not going to change in this program at least. So we can just leave it as is like that. Okay, and then one more thing while I'm here. The text box does have certain options for the border style. If you want you can experiment with this, but Yeah, I guess that I didn't get too much of a result there. But sometimes students ask me how do I get my text boxes have this like depressed look, like a pressed in look. You can't really see it in this program, but the text box does have a border style property to kind of fiddle around with that, the look and feel. I'm not really picky about interfaces. If it's your thing, knock yourself out. If it's not your thing, just kind of approximate the interface of whatever program I'm asking you to do. I'll give you a demo and you can just kind of go by what you have. But yeah, it's up to you how much time you want to invest in making your interfaces look really nice. Okay, so in the next program, we will look at the code.